Hi, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It's a wonderful evening here in England. It's been sunny all day. It's out in the evening time now, and I've been doing a bit of yard work, kind of doing some weeding and a bit of mowing. But now I'm ready to get some gardening done. I want to go take my cannas out of storage, bring them out and get them in potted up. I'm also setting up some new places because I'm going to grow some tomatoes this year. There are two big goals for this year: grow some really wonderful tomatoes last year that I picked up and some others that I've ordered, and also grow a giant pumpkin. So let's kind of get the stage set for the tomatoes. Let's get some things moved around. Just kind of go along with me. Let's do a little bit of gardening. Already have the pots moved. Next, I need to get this compost from in front of the house to the back. Let's go. Okay, so I have this compost now around the back of the house. These are the new pots that I'm going to use. I'm going to add them to these pots here, which I'm not doing much with so far. I just kind of had some daffodils growing in those, and as soon as those die back, I'm going to lift those and move them to somewhere else. I'm going to use these for my small garden this year, and that's going to take care of a rose and something else. So right now we're just setting up mostly for the tomatoes, because I think we'll have a really bumper crop of tomatoes this year. That's what I'm claiming. So this is where these are going to sit for the most part. I don't think I have much problem with those. I have some compost in them. Again, this is where tomatoes are going, and there's no reason to deal with that more right now. Just going to let this sit, and it's going to get rained on. I'm not going to do anything with it. I may cover it just so it doesn't start to grow anything, but there shouldn't be anything that'll grow out of it unless some seeds land on it. But I'm not too worried about that right now because these tomatoes are going to be going in here probably in a few weeks. I had to get them started. With that little bit of prep work done, now I'm going to go and get the cannas that I lifted last fall and see if I can get they're ready to go back into the ground. It's warm enough now that the soil temperature should help these go and grow. Let's see what they look like though. Okay, let's get on a light in here. I've lifted these cannas last fall because I was concerned that I really wasn't getting optimal growth out of them. And I placed them here. Let's take them out, see how well they did. I wrapped them in towels, but I'll tell you what, this was an absolute failure. I've never had this happen before. I've lifted cannas numerous times, but these are completely desiccated. Yeah, not just dried out, I mean they're desiccated. Those bowls would still have to have a bit of moisture in them. Maybe I should have spritzed them a little harder. They were wet before. Maybe I let them dry out too much. Something along the preparation did not go correct, and I will just have to take a loss on this and try to figure out what it was that I did wrong when prepping these up for long-term storage. I've lifted cannas numerous times over the years. This time it didn't work. We'll try to figure this out. If you know, drop it down in the comments and give me your ideas, and let's learn this together, because this particular project did not work at all as I intended. I will admit those cannas was shocking. It was a complete failure on my part, and I think I'm pretty good gardening, but you know, you don't always get it right. Gardening is a process of learning, exploring, and improving. So I'm going to figure out what I did wrong and improve on that. In the meantime, I did go to a garden show yesterday, and I picked up some beautiful, really nice chrysanthemums, and these are going to get really large. I got the big, large kind, and I'm going to take one of these pots that I set aside for tomatoes. I'm going to grow some chrysanthemums in one of these pots. Let's get these planted. So these are some young chrysanthemums I picked up. This is Chessington Primrose. This is going to get really large. Height is 1.8 meters, and that's going to be big. I have a beautiful bloom. This one's going to be 1.2 meters. These are going to be some really large ones, anemone type here. And this is Misty Lemon, which is really nice. Intermediate Misty Lemon is going to be big with those nice yellow blooms on that one. And here's another Misty Lemon. So let's get these potted up. Considering the size that these chrysanthemums are going to be, these are going to be really large. This is about as much as I want to put in this pot. I may move them around a little bit, space them out a little bit more. I feel like even this may be too many because these are going to be really large plants, but that's as much as I'm putting in this pot. I'll get some mulch on top of that, and then we'll see what this looks like later on in the growing season. I mentioned that I wanted to grow some pumpkins, and last year while at a giant pumpkin show, well, actually it was a giant vegetable show, but they had some massive pumpkins there as well. I picked up some from some growers, which are these, the Dill Atlantic giant pumpkins. I'm going to plant 5 of these and see if I can grow myself a giant pumpkin. But that's not all I picked up. I got a couple other things as well. This is a red currant, nice little tomato. That looks really beautiful. We're going to grow some of those. Here's a yellow currant, which is like that red, but just a nice little color there. I like that. And so nice little cherry tomatoes. And lastly, this is an indigo blue, which is another purple tomato. This should be really nice to grow as well. I picked up these really nice compostable pots. They're supposed to last 5 years. They're made out of bamboo and rice, bamboo fiber and rice, so they should last about 5 years. I like this because these are not gonna, they're not plastic, so they're gonna have that hard effect on the environment, and when it's done, I can compost it. I have 5 more of these, and that's what I'm gonna put my pumpkins in. I already got the tomatoes in over here. So the tomatoes in, I added a few peppers on this side, but this is gonna be my giant pumpkins. I'm starting 5 of them right here. And the seeds are hefty. This is exactly what I would expect for a Dill Atlantic giant pumpkin seed. If these seeds are any indication of what I'm gonna get, I'm aiming for at least 1 pumpkin in the 250 to 400 pound range. I don't need to get much bigger than that, but that is what I'm hoping for. All right, get these watered and placed. I'm not gonna leave these outside, taking these back indoors. I did it out here so I wouldn't make a mess inside the house as I was potting up. That's another wonderful gardening prep day. It's getting a little late in the evening here, and we still have about another hour before complete sundown. But let me show you something that has me really excited, and I'm really glad to see these blooms coming up. Here I have a couple of really beautiful alliums. These are blooming, and look how pretty those are. Tall, long stems, but this is what I'm really excited about. These peony blooms, and it's okay to have those ants on there. That happens all the time. But I have these peony blooms which are coming on here. So there's 1 set of peony blooms right there. That's 1 plant. These are going to bloom first. These are looking really good, and then these are going to bloom a bit later in the season. So I'm really excited to have my peonies about to bloom. I'm going to add to this collection because I bought more peonies, but these right now, they look really good. So this is a gardening prep day. The biggest thing that I'm doing this year is I'm going to try to grow me a giant pumpkin. I said that at the beginning of the video. I planted those 5 pumpkin seeds. I think I have some really beautiful tomatoes coming along. I need to get some tomato cages to put those in. I have a little bit of time because I just got those seeds going. So I have plenty of time, and I think I'll get a tremendous amount of tomatoes this year. I may make some sauce later on. We'll see what the harvest is like. But right now, it's all about the pumpkins and the tomatoes. Hey, until next time, take care.